have him trained and not in a good way. The women in those classes were rail thin because they weren't eating. And how was that when we first started?
It was not good, let me tell you.
That has about 400 calories and 50 grams of protein. Alexis just added the meal plan and the food scale to the cart. When you order it today, I ship it today. Most people get it in about 2 or 3 business days. Most people lose 8 to 15 pounds in the first 2 weeks of the plan. A lot of that is water retention and bloating, and then 1 pound of fat loss every week after that. So the plan will tell you what to do and how much to do every single day for the next 6 weeks. Ted just said it. The food scale is so worth it. It's easy to use, especially how detailed the book is. Thank you so much, Ted, for saying that. I appreciate you. Why you always reading Pilates? I've been doing Pilates for about 20 years. That was the first bit of movement I got into. I was in high school, maybe 13. I'm 36 now. So Pilates, yoga, I've been doing the longest. And I remember thinking that I was going to look like the white women in my Pilates class. And I'm just being completely honest. So I was doing Pilates, reformer Pilates, mat Pilates, all the Pilates since I was a little girl. It was the first amount of movement I got into. And all the women who were in the classes with me were rail thin. They also happen to be white. So I assumed if I do these classes, I too would become rail thin. What a doodle head dummy. I thought Pilates equal weight loss. Pilates doesn't equal weight loss. Pilates is so you can put your knee on your forehead, so you can get buck wild in the bedroom, so you can feel good about yourself, so you can feel feminine. It helps with core strength, stability, and balance. That's about it. The women in those classes were rail thin because they weren't eating. They were drinking bone broth and counting almonds and doing the Tracy Anderson method in their garage. How they were thin was simply because of the amount of food they consumed. I thought going to Pilates would make me thin. I didn't understand I had to eat less if I wanted to get smaller. And now, is my goal to get thin? No, I don't want anybody to get thin. I don't want to help people get skinny. I don't want you drinking bone broth and counting almonds. I actually want you to get lean. How you get lean is by building muscle. Building muscle is what will help us burn more calories and lower our body fat percentage. So how do we do that? God is trying to tell you something, y'all. That was a really short session. It's because I'm actually sold out of books. Whew. We're getting close to 100,000 books sold on TikTok Live, but the inventory it really started off like last year with the tariff stuff, and it takes so long to get it, and China is always on a holiday. So I'm actually completely sold out of books. All right, so vlog cardio is done. Headed, literally about to stop it now. Yeah, cardio is complete. 2 hours. Going to go to the gym now. No, not now. Have to wash, then wash, go to, try to grab something out of the fridge. I have to do all these things while not disturbing my son, right? It's of utmost importance that I do not let him see me, because if I do let him see me, which happens, I'll just like play with him, nurse him, talk to him, and I don't want to leave. So that's the problem. It's not him, it's more me. So this week's schedule: Monday, cardio day, abs, all the things, and I do cardio with my coach. Tuesday, I'm going to cardio, work, and then probably like a full body day, since we're only gonna train 2 days this week instead of 4. Wednesday, we have no cardio on Wednesday at all, unless my son wakes up at 5 a.m. and then my husband does his morning routine that includes reading 30 books. I may have an hour, then I'm kind of screwed because I need to look very put together, and I don't really have enough time to train, get sweaty, and put myself together. I would need to wake up and work out at around 3:30 or 4, but with the baby and his schedule and the way we're sleeping right now, that's not feasible. I used to do that, but I can't do that. My husband will probably train at like 2:30 a.m. that morning. He trains at 2:30 a.m. every single morning. So once I'm sending a message, try again. So Wednesday I'm probably not going to train, and then he and I have the full day to ourselves. We're gonna go to the mall, hang out, eat, which is not bad. It's just the fact that on Thursday is a travel day and we're going to Florida, and let me read out the menu for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this is why you can't start vacation early, and this is why like every day does matter, because there's a celebration happening and people are expecting you to show up, and then also like not having many food options. It's like, okay, so here's the schedule. Wednesday, pasta night, spaghetti, chicken Alfredo, salad. Thursday, Mexican night, nachos, quesadillas, fixing. Friday, fish fry. Lunch options, Philly cheesesteak, chicken strip, sandwich, guy roast, daily salads. Breakfast options, pancakes, yogurt, fresh fruits, grits, veggies, breakfast casserole, cereal, eggs, corned beef hash, lox, cream, or beef sausage. That's this weekend. All of those things are sensible. All of those things make sense. All of those things are freaking delicious. But if you can see my regular day vlogs, you see like I don't eat none of those things every day. In order to have, and it's, you know, I used to be a CrossFitter, I used to be a bodybuilder, I used to be a marathoner, now I'm a mother, right? But like people don't understand the level of dedication that needs to happen on a daily basis. And that's why meal prep is really important. So normally I eat meal prep. You see, this morning I had something to drink. I had a protein bar. I'm gonna have, and this is me maintaining in the 160s, right? I'm doing cardio multiple hours a day because I have a sedentary lifestyle. If I had a lifestyle when I used to live in the city, I would just move around. I wouldn't have to do like an hour on the treadmill, 2 hours on the treadmill. But since I live in the country, and you'll see, I don't do nothing for the rest of my day. Like this is a real day in my life. A real day in my life is a sensible breakfast, usually around 400 calories. Then I'll eat like 200-300 calories before training. Then for lunch, which is usually my biggest meal because I don't like to eat red meat or anything like that close to bedtime because it just sits on me too heavy. That'll be like 700 calories. I might eat like a ribeye or something like that. And then after that, I'll have like ice cream or another small meal that's like 400 calories. The day is over and I've eaten 2,000 calories. I've done 2-3 hours of training, and that is how I am maintaining. That's maintenance, baby. So it's not a lot of food, is what I'm saying. It is not food that's cooked with oils and butters. It's not food that has like dairy in it. It's very basic, clean. That's what they refer to it, food. And I'll show you, when I eat my ground beef and my rice, it's ground beef and rice. It's ground beef. And that is how I stay where I am, okay? In the 160s. And I'm trying to really get to the 150s before my sister's wedding. So that menu is a normal menu. It's a beautiful menu. But you just watched this vlog. What did I eat this weekend? This weekend I was eating things, banana pudding and mashed potatoes, blah, blah, blah. Not everyday stuff. So that's why it's sometimes hard for people to understand, like, whatever you do to get it, you got to do to keep it. Whatever you do to get that body, as far as meal prep, you kind of low-key have to continue that lifestyle and make sure you enjoy it. I enjoy my lifestyle. I enjoy what I eat. I enjoy being consistent. I enjoy meal prepping. It's just hard to do that when you're out of town, but thank God I am in control of my eating. So when I go out of town this weekend on vacation, I'm gonna have access to a kitchen where I'll make my meals. So I'll make egg white omelets for breakfast. I'll make that on my own. For lunch, I'll eat whatever is there, but I have to support it with additional movement. That's why I'm like, okay, I gotta go for a couple walks. I have 25 minutes to get to the gym. That includes showering. I'm not gonna be able to do it. My nanny just said, hey, can you come breastfeed the baby so he can settle? What you been? Miles would whisper, just give me a chance. I'll count constellations, 1, 2, 3, 4, and solve an equation to open the door. One night the moon blinked and gave him a wink. Portal appeared. Need to do that. So if my kid needs me, or I just want to spend some extra time loving on him, then that's more important. So that's what I was doing just now. Then I had to wash very quickly and move around him. He was upstairs, so I couldn't go to get clean clothes out of the laundry or in my bag where I had just packed a bunch of workout clothes for this weekend and washed them at my mom's house. So this shirt I actually wore yesterday. It's not clean, it's fine. I didn't do anything in it, but like these pants, I wouldn't normally wear these pants to a cardio day because I sweat a lot. Now my older homegirl just pulled up at the gym and I'm trying to figure out if she's working out today. It's an older lady who trains for one of the young trainers down here. And she got her hair freshly done and she bringing a plate of food. My guess is she coming to drop off some food for him, but she ain't training. She can't be training. Her hair look good, okay? You go to the gym all the time, same time. It's like you get to learn. I like everybody. I know everybody at the gym because I'm always here, okay? I live here. These are my On Clouds. These are so old. When I got them, they were so cute. I don't know which ones these are. I cannot find this exact same one. Hello. Oh, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. See, sometimes that's what happened in the neighborhood, too. People just don't want to stop by. Like, what the hell you think we got to talk about? But you know what? I just read my Bible verse this morning. But that aggravates me about people sometimes. I'm in my car. I'm trying to get where I'm going, sir. I'm trying to get where I'm going, sir. I'm already late. I'm talking to my camera, so I'm wasting more time. You want to say hello. I don't want to be disrespectful and pretend like this unhoused man don't exist. That's rude. He running up to the owner of the gym right now. I don't want to act like that. Let's see what the owner of the gym do. Good Christian man. Let's see. Let's see. He talking to him. He talking to him. They having a conversation. See, that's what I should have done. But it's hard for me because I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Is you gonna have me touch a piece of paper and then I get knocked out? They is over here having a full conversation. You know what? Will is doing the Christian thing, and that's what I should have did. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry, Lord. You are so right. I'm sorry. But if he asks me for money, I don't got money. I'm already quick to say I ain't got money. I don't think I have any money, but I might have had some money in my car. And he just a brother who needed a break. And I screamed. He didn't see me scream at him. I said hello. And then I said, okay, no, thank you. Because he was getting ready to walk up on the car. And I'm like, what are you walking up on the car for? Don't walk up on the car. I'm in the car. Will and him had some kind of transverse. Looked like he was able to help the guy out. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy. You working on me. Work on me faster, Lord. Work faster. I just read my little Bible verse this morning. Okay, y'all. See? My hands is closed. And I ain't going to get nothing like that. But it ain't even about getting nothing. Okay? I could have been a blessing. But I don't know how to be a blessing sometimes. Like, I don't know. If it don't come in a GoFundMe link where I can privately do my funding, I don't really know how to do it in person. That's, you know, I get nervous. What do you want? Back up. All right. I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. Let me look around because I might run into him again because he's still in the parking lot. Oh, cool. I just ran into my coach, so he said he will take me earlier. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Good to yourself? I'm all right. Awesome. So I'm going to get on this bike. So I ride it like the Pelly. Ride it just like the Pelly. Oh, yeah. And I'll put up the resistance while I'm up here. If I have my headphones, I'll do a podcast or YouTube video. But he said about 15 minutes we should be ready to go. Love it.
Searching the YouTube keywords because they know this video is going to wind up on YouTube. So it's like, okay, what are the keywords that for the title? What are the keywords for the thumbnail? What's the SEO-driven description? It's going to write the Substack article first draft. It's going to write the Patreon post for my Work Smart community. You should join if you're not in it. First draft. It's then going to run through my humanizer skill, which is critical because I want all my content to sound like me. So it knows, don't replace things. Make sure that you are using my natural language. Like if I say a certain...
Morgan Bond kills me. I have a tongue tie. Game changer when it comes to understanding more about AI on a basic level, but then also you can take it to the next level. I'm someone who I think adapted decently to AI, and I use it every single day. It's a huge part of my life, and I use it even with parenting, business, exposure, knowledge, community. I use it. So I use a lot of transcripts. I use an AI device called Buddy that records everything. I was recording my session this morning, but I don't have it on me right now at the gym. However, it creates transcripts. From transcripts, I put it in my Claude. but I hadn't thought to do it quite like this. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to edit my whole YouTube video. I'm gonna get the transcript from that, because there's another app like Transcript. If someone asks, I'll tell you. I don't know the name of it. Then I'm gonna get a transcript from my entire YouTube video, hour plus. Put that into my Claude. Have Claude build up my caption, my SEO, my title. And this is important because my titles aren't good and my descriptions suck. Like earlier in this vlog when I was like, hey, I'm going to link this product below, being funny. No, I want to link this product below. Go find a link for Claude. Claude. So like stuff like that. Helping me just like, because the problem that I have is there's so many things that I do nothing, and I think a lot of people encounter that, and I want to use AI more like having 7 assistants. I don't have to do anything except think on a higher level, and I don't have to hire anyone. Claude helps me think of the questions and also become the agent that's doing the work. There was a great article in the Times recently, I think it was the Times, about a mother who uses AI to parent her 4 children in Silicon Valley. And I sent it over to my parenting consultant, Brittany, because it's time for me to get a Starlink account. Shout out to Elon Musk, trillionaire. And to get Mac Minis to go next level with using AI as an assistant. Right now, I use Claude. I use the basic one. I use Cowork. But I don't use it at the level where I need its own devices and its own memory to remember every single thing and to literally be my second brain. And I'm about to go there. I'm turning into iRobot, baby. Okay? So I'm gonna use the transcript from this to create some other things. And one thing that she said that I like, it's gonna create a post for her in Substack. I need to have a Substack, but I ain't got no time to write no Substack because that's like residual. That's another stream of income. I could be having a Substack. Why am I writing the Substack? I can, and I need to make sure it sounds like me and it is me and it's approved by me, but also it does need to be able to get pushed out on a weekly basis. Okay. Thank you, Morgan. You can listen to Morgan for like 4 minutes, hey, for like 4 minutes, and you will learn so much from her. She makes it very simple for a beginner. But if you're someone who knows more, then you can take it further. I love Morgan. Okay. Sometimes I also don't listen to her for that reason because she motivates me too much, like honestly. Like I'm like, girl, I don't feel like working. And she's a mama too now. Okay, love Coach Corey, he's 22, you guys. Hey. Don't sleep on the young coaches. He's got a great program and we've been so consistent all year. I'm really proud of the effort, and he also has me on creatine correctly for the first time in my life, and I feel like creatine is helping with my mental clarity and just me being able to be focused. At first I didn't say that about creatine. I was like, oh Corey, like I hit my new low. Morning, I hit my new low, or you know, like I'm feeling good. And then we were talking like, why exactly am I feeling good? How have I hit a new low? Blah, blah. And I'm like, oh crap, it must be creatine. It even keeps me on my meal plan better. Normally I fall way off on the weekends. Like this weekend, I felt like I did the best I've done in like 2 years on a weekend. I'm not gonna hold you. And so, yeah, I like creatine.
We're gonna walk through the full-blown Spartan race again.
Today?
Today? We are. Let me get all set up and then I'll walk you through a little bit.
Okay, he's looking. All right.
Yeah,
What's up? I told him we had 3 days of training, upper body, lower body, back body, like little basic training. Then I was like, man, I really want to get more endurance. I want more cardiovascular training. I really want to be like one of these girls who are like do crazy box jumps. I've never been explosive because I wasn't an athlete growing up. So that's what we've been doing. I don't know, how many months has this been with us doing this kind of training?
Cardio?
Yeah, with the cardio.
I would say about 3 months.
Three months,
About
yeah.
3 months.
And how was that when we first started?
It was not good, let me tell you.
It was not good. And y'all, I'm a marathoner, right? So people think like, ooh, but that's like you can run very slow for a long time.
Yeah, well this kind
Not
of cardio,
fast.
yeah, it's more like HIIT cardio. So getting the heart rate really high,
Super.
bring it down, get it really high, bring it down. It's
Yeah.
kinda cool.
And from week 1 to this week, where we are now, complete difference. Like before, it was embarrassing how like gassed I was, and now I feel more athletic. Yeah, I feel, and I've never really felt like an athlete. Even being at Alina's bodybuilding, it's a different mental. Like you just diet, you literally just starve yourself to be a bodybuilder. It's not a big deal. And marathon training, all you do is just like run a long time. You can run slow. This is the most athletic I have felt.
What we got, so we got 6 stations. This is a mock Spartan Deca challenge. We're gonna start with 30 reverse lunges, setting us on our back, one leg at a time. Boom.
30.
Boom. 30 of those total, 15 each leg.
Cool.
That's number 1. Number 2, we got the rower. Very simple. We got 500 meters on this guy.
Yep.
Then we got weighted sit-ups. Now the only rule for these guys is you want to tap the dumbbell above your head and then between your feet. So come on, go back here, tap the dumbbell, come up, tap. Boom. Boom. We got 25 of those guys. That's number 3. Number 4, we got the assault bike. For this one, the goal is calories. So we got 25 calories. That's where you're really going to burn it.
Oh,
This
man.
is going to be one of the hardest ones.
Yeah,
Number
25.
is the tank. Now the tank has resistance on it. So we're going to drive it down the turf and back.
Yep.
And number 6, you're going to finish with 10 burpees.
Cool.
That's it. That's
All
it.
right.
Let's get some. Yeah, that's it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the rower still gets you. I
Yeah.
think the rower still gets you. Because
The rower.
I haven't seen anything faster than like 31,
Okay.
32 meters a second.
Yeah, I'm not getting faster.
A little bit faster.
Okay.
Just a little bit more. Yank a little harder.
Because the education level of the mother matters tremendously.
Yeah, they was like, yo, she wouldn't talk to, she wouldn't turn up when the man said, you know, take it out my ring, but she wouldn't do nothing else.
Yep. And sometimes when I say that, I feel like my mom or, you know, my sister or you may even be like, hey, oh no, you're more than smart enough. Like, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, if a mother has a master's or 2 degrees or whatever, a doctor, a lawyer, she understands institutions more. I don't understand institutions as much and what the norm is and asking for help. So when Wendy Driver's mother went to a community college just like me, little associated arts, she knows to help her daughter, she knows to be there for her daughter, but she doesn't really understand in what ways that she can mobilize. So that's why I'm constantly double checking what I'm doing and comparing myself against others who do have more knowledge to make sure I'm not letting things slip through the crack. So when I'm dogged about the grip strength and the phonemes and the exposure, it makes me sound like a crazy person. But a mother who had more knowledge and understands, like, I believe she would know how to manage it better. Yeah. In this particular space. So I love Wendy's story, but yeah, she wouldn't be considered middle class in future studies anymore. And I love how she's going to talk about that more. And can I get a hot tub? All right, vlog. Y'all see me work out, dog tired, came home. My nanny, this meat tastes good. It don't taste nothing like how I make it. I don't know what she do with it. I'm telling you, it must be dairy in there or something. I just mixed it with some of the mashed potatoes that my mom had sent us home with from Father's Day. So good. So good. So that's all I'm gonna eat because I know I'm way over my calories because my mom made the potatoes with everything in them. And then the meat is a little mystery, but it's delicious. I just ate my kimchi because it would not taste good alongside this. That meat is a little spicy. The kimchi is a little spicy, but it's like vinegar. I just wouldn't like it. So I'm going to eat that, edit, I sound like a YouTuber. I picked up the phone real quick while I was talking because I hadn't told you guys, but there's a book, Unequal Childhoods by Annette LaRoe, and like I'm obsessed with it. And my husband is like going through it. He's on the second half of the book now, and it's definitely making me see the world differently. I've shared it with a lot of my platform, and then my mom, my best friend, my sisters. Like it's really changing the way that I understand the world that I live in, and then the world that I want to be in. You know, a realization that I had recently with my sisters, we always wanted like to be Silicon Valley girls, right? This idea of having a product, becoming a unicorn company, and always have had great ideas. I could tell you about all the businesses that I've done and blah, 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 blah. So I had a phone conversation with this guy recently who owns an AI tech company and out west, right? And he has like a PhD from Harvard. He's like really smart guy. And so I was explaining, he told me, hey, tell me your story. I told him my story, right? And my story is usually one that impresses people because I've made a lot of money in a short amount of time, you know, especially like when I was making like 100,000 when I was like 20, like something ridiculous, right? Which is good for me. And I own my own company in 2 states, and I got my real estate license in high school. And usually people like, they're like, oh no, you be working one thing, you know, and like I have my company now. And so when I finished telling him this, he was like, okay, yeah. So like you're a hustler. He called me a hustler. This man called me, and what he meant, and he was correct, he got me dead on. I don't have any formal education. I am just following trends and making money and finding gaps, which is admirable in my community, but it's definitely not something that I even understand what's happening. I'm just kind of like falling into these things sometimes, and I'm dogging them, which makes it hard to create a company that lasts for years and years and years if you don't really understand how it works, right? So that conversation didn't change me, but I love that he said that because it was like, you're right. And I need to figure that out. I need to like, whoa. And it's not the first time I've been called a hustler, but usually when people call me a hustler, it's like, yeah, I'm from Miami. You know, I'm Jamaican. I got a lot of jobs. And the world that I want to be in and where we want our son, that's just not going to cut it. It actually doesn't work. So, reading this book, Unequal Childhoods, really gives me language to explain what happened in that experience. Also, like when I go to a private school event and I'm talking to a super classy elite mom, and she asks me, where do you live? And I tell her where I live, and she's like, the conversation ends. And she was like, okay, have a good night. Because she clocked me for what it was. I don't have anything to offer her or her children. Yes, she was rude, blah, blah, but she's right. I would just be trying to latch onto her and pull myself up. I don't have anything to offer. And I did the same thing literally to another woman later on that night who came up to me. I'm asking her, how'd you get here? What do you know about the school? And she don't know Nathaniel. And I tell her, because I'm obviously at a higher social class than her, lower than the fancy lady, higher than this lady. So I got away from her real quick. I was like, okay, have a good day. Get away from me. I didn't know what to call those interactions, but now I have more language for them, and I'm understanding it's a big part of what we want. So back to golden days where my sister, we literally had a house that we called the incubator that we worked out of so hard, and being like, man, we're going to create a product, and we're going to go to Y Combinator, and we're going to be silicone, and we're going to create. And I was like, wow, that never was actually going to happen for me. That was never in my cards. It's a fantasy that would never happen. I'm like a guy who plays basketball and thinks I'm going to go to the league. And then maybe one day I realize, let's say if you have a son or a grandson that actually goes, like, starts off things the right way, and you say, dang, my pickup basketball skills, my low level skills was never going to get me to the league. It took this level of intention. So as my husband and I raised our son with exposure to different languages, with going to elite schools, with being in different communities and spaces, I see he has the ability and the capacity to be in those spaces. I never did. But, you know, this is a completely different conversation. The amount of time, energy, and money we spend on him, because we are way closer to 40. I'm 36. My husband's he's 38, 39. So we have that ability. Regular parents can't do that. So anywho, that book is all talking about different levels of parenting, depending on where you are, socioeconomic status, and really what happens to young people's lives depending on how their parents orchestrate it. So yeah, my husband is finally getting to the part of the book where I'm like, you see, Like, you see? Because I've been telling him for months. I'm like, the book. And he's so tired of hearing about that damn book. But now that he's finishing up, he already knew what we were doing with our son and why. But also, I don't think he understood the fire that has been under me lately when being like, yo, every detail matters. This is a quick aside. We went to go get to go doctor dentist. I'm so particular about where my son goes and the experience he has, even with different childcare providers. There was one we signed up for. I called because we live in a rural town. I called and it was like, okay, first question they asked Medicaid, and I was like, oh, he's not going there. My husband think I'm being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I know, but what I'm saying is, from the phone call, I can tell they mostly deal with Hispanics, which means they don't really speak no English. People like, I know the demographics of the people that's coming in. So that means the doctor or the dentist or whoever may not be used to talking to a child, with having them explore their communication skills, with helping them negotiate, with just literally like face-to-face talking. When I go to fancy places, nice places, I'm talking about in Myers Park, Charlotte, where we want to be. Those places, their intake forms are different. Their level of communication with the parent, they look at parents as partners, not as someone who doesn't know what to do. I went somewhere and they was trying to tell me like, oh, how to like brush my son's teeth or something like that, like, or about diet, like, oh, your kid, my son's a year and a half. He ain't never had no sugar a day in his life. And ain't gonna have none neither. Cause I'm already knowing what it do to your brain. He ain't no iPad baby, no shade, no tea. I know these things. I'm an older parent. I also have a lot of resources. And when I go to more white spaces, I would say they ask questions, but they also have a clientele that's very, very similar to what I'm doing in my household. Montessori, all this stuff. So they don't ask no stupid questions. They don't assume nothing. When I go to places that's not as nice or prestigious, they be like, oh, what juice he like? Oh, he could drink juice if he want. He could drink. And I'm thinking, my baby don't drink no damn juice. But you didn't ask me. You didn't look at me as a partner. You don't understand what's going on in my home. You assume that I'm like most of the other people who come in here and you have to tell me what to do. So that's the difference. So sometimes when I'm switching providers for my son, because we don't live in Myers Park. We don't. But when I'm switching providers for my son to be more appropriate with what we're doing in the household, my husband be like, like, what's going on? Are you sure? Are you being too nitpicky or blah, blah, blah? And I think he's understanding more now, like every layer of what a child is exposed to, that creates who they become. And so if his layers, he's not going to have true habitus. This is what Pierre Bourdieu talks about. It's not going to be natural to him when he gets to those spaces. It's not going to be natural because he's not really used to it. I'm not used to nothing of that world, so I'm never going to be a natural. So long, I'm almost done. But I was telling y'all also about getting him heirloom photos. Heirloom photos are very different, very expensive, very elite. Best. The kids he going to school with, they get heirloom photos. They get heirloom. My son, he don't get heirloom photos. I called a dude, one of like this, I got a quote before. He's gonna get his actual photo drawn of him, like a drawing. They take a picture and they draw some people. This one is like $5,000 to $7,000. And it don't include the framing. Just to have in the house forever and ever. And he got a lot of photos. I mean, he's been photographed. He's had photo shoots, like that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about heirloom photos. It's a different level. And if the children here he's going to school with, have had these experiences, but he hasn't, it's not going to be natural to him. This sounds so stupid and it's so nuanced, and it's only people who are in this space with me who understand. So I pray that this reaches the right audience, or people who want to understand more, that you clock it. I just pray that it don't reach nobody who like, why you doing that? Why you doing that? Asking all them questions. All right, I love y'all. This is the end of the vlog. Bye. I hope this is a good vlog. I think it'll be.